Cal Bombay's involvement in South Sudan began in 1996 with the freeing of slaves taken by the Islamist North and repatriating them to their families in the South. Cal made many trips to South Sudan during the Civil War and many more after the peace agreement was signed. Bullets, bombs, landmines were not uncommon during these visits. Because Cal spoke so openly and honestly on television in Canada about the humanitarian crisis and abuses caused by the Islamist North in Sudan, he was put on the hit list of Al-Qaeda. In 1999, Cal Bombay began building small farms to help feed the more than 3 million people displaced within South Sudan because of the war and the resulting famine. Cal Bombay Ministries was formed in 2003 to concentrate on humanitarian aid and assistance. This involvement started in the building of a hospital and the beginning of much larger farms. Over 100,000 acres of land was offered to Cal Bombay Ministries to develop in southern Sudan. The Savannah Farmers Cooperative was formed as a result of this offer. Many hundreds of acres have already been cleared for vast fields of grain, particularly maize, or as we call it in North America, corn, but many more bulldozers and tractors are needed to clear and work the over 100,000 acres available at a no-cost lease to the Savannah Farmers Cooperative. The managing director of the Savannah Farmers Cooperative is Zambaduku.
The Savannah Farmers Organization Cooperative is the only one that has introduced mechanized farming. The other organizations that have been supporting agriculture to a small degree have been only concerned with the food security, but helping the farmers with hand tools, hoes, pangas, things like that. A little bit of ox plowing has also been introduced in certain parts of southern Sudan, but this one is not as good as what Savannah is doing. That whereas an ox plow will need to be used for 4 days to till an acre is done in a matter of minutes with a tractor. So the Savannah Farmers Cooperative is a completely new thing in southern Sudan.
South Sudan is transitioning from war, genocide, fear, starvation, and poverty to a dependence on their own rich soil and their own willingness to face the future in peace combined with positive action. We are helping them in that positive action. Along with the development of fields for mass food production, we are placing a very strong emphasis on the development of subsistent farmers to become self-sufficient farmers. We need to help them to increase their acreage from a nominal 1 to 2 acres up to 10, 20, or more at a very nominal charge for fuel and the driver for our small tractors. One farmer who was living in absolute poverty has increased to over 25 acres, and 5 years later, he's sending his oldest son to university. These farmers will then sell their excess product to the Savannah Farmers Cooperative at fair market value. It will then be processed through our grinding mill. This is the only industrial-sized grinding mill in all of South Sudan. Currently, our farm fields are the largest producing fields in all of South Sudan. Yet, we have barely scratched the surface of the critical need to feed many hundreds of thousands of hungry people. Right now, over 2 million people in South Sudan do not have even the basics to eat. Our program is to provide long-range food production within South Sudan to eventually eliminate the need for emergency feeding.
I am James Wani Iga, the Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan. I've come to visit this great farm here of Savannah Farmers Corporation, being assisted very strongly by Cal Bombay Ministries, and this has been a fantastic job. I went around the farm. It is a very vast land, and production is very good. very encouraging, and particularly for South Sudan, where many people are hungry, and food, the little food that comes is being imported from far. This definitely is going to be a very good substitute, because even in terms of transport, it will be very near. And really, I thank the Canadian people and the donors to the Cal Bombay Ministries for having done this fantastic job. We were just celebrating with the population of the area. There was a big dancing and jubilation. And also to Mr. Karl Marx as an individual also, and the management here for really doing this fantastic job. So I appeal to all the Canadians and other people of goodwill to continue to give their supporting hand to Cal Bombay Ministries. Thank you very much.